Welcome to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you'll hear about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Now, let's join your hosts, Spivvy Williams and Terrible T Guy.
All right, guys, welcome to the next edition of Event Radio. Day number 2 of Corvette Homecoming. We are going to have so much fun. Yesterday we introduced you, or in the previous show, we introduced you to the vendors and everybody that you would meet there. Now we're going to take a day. We're going to introduce you to all the cool Corvette people that came to have a good time at this event.
Keep the vendors busy.
Yeah, that are going to keep the vendors busy and carry the big shopping bags to them to get all the stuff. Corvette Homecoming is a cool event, guys. If you have never been to it, write it down, put it on your calendar, and next year just make it a must come, because the beauty part of it, as we have said before, you see every year a Corvette at this, not just like some of the shows where you see just one model. These are really a cool deal. The people are just so neat and so much fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun, T. What do you think?
What was it Joe Pruitt said? It's the best kept secret going?
Yeah, best kept secret going, but now it's there's no place like home, and that's the new theme from the our buddy Mr. Joe Pruitt, the organizer of this event, the guy that makes everything happen. He is the what are we going to call him? Captain Cool? Is that what we're going to call him?
Captain Cool, the Grand Poobah.
Captain Cool is what we're going to call him. But this is going to be a great show, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get to introduce you to a bunch of people, and you'll get to meet a whole lot of them here today. We're going to see, first off, as soon as we can find this lady, Miss Sheila DeLong is her name, and she is from New Orleans, and she's already warned me not to say. She says I'm ruining the King's English when I say New Orleans. It's supposed to be Nolans.
We'll have to practice on that.
Well, we'll work on that. But anyway, we're going to go through here. We're going to meet a ton of people. We're going to have a bunch of fun, and we hope you enjoy this show as much as we're going to enjoy bringing it to you.
With all the Corvettes here today, Spivvy, Ray Charles would enjoy seeing these.
Yeah, boy, I'm telling you what, this is going to be a fun day, and we're going to have if the fun police are anywhere close, they will be chasing us big time, because we're going to have a bunch of fun.
Good luck on that, because I think they all riding Harleys here in Bowling Green.
Well, now, Miss Sheila works for the Nolans Police Department.
Ruh-roh.
We'll work that out in a few minutes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a little quick commercial break, and we're going to get right back with you with our first guest. All right, guys, we are back from Corvette Homecoming, and we have the lady that we have played with on Facebook now for about a week, and she is our star attraction, I guess you would say, for today's show at the Corvette Homecoming. Miss Sheila DeLong, am I right on the last name?
You are.
I'm pretty good. See, guys, I've got to tell you, this lovely lady has told me that I butcher the Queen's English because I call New Orleans, and she says, no, you call it what?
Nolans.
You make me feel like, even though I'm a Southerner, you make me feel like I'm a Northerner, because you're way down there, girl.
That's right.
Let me ask you something. What do you do for a living?
I am a police officer.
That's what I thought. Now, we're double purpose here. We not only get to talk to a lady with the coolest car on the planet, but just in case we get in trouble, T and I are playing insurance here.
Uh-oh.
If we get in trouble in New Orleans, we got somebody to call.
Uh-oh.
Can you beat that?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
That's a great deal.
She's the prettiest police officer I've ever seen.
She might make you want to get arrested, don't you think, Terry?
Yeah,
there you go. Lady, you have an absolutely drop-dead gorgeous, brand spanking new C7 Corvette convertible. Black. Absolutely coolest thing since fried pie.
I sure think so.
And this is your very first road trip in the car.
It's my very first Corvette.
Really?
Yes.
You started off good.
Well,
I tell
hey,
you.
if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Is the way I see it.
I'm a newbie.
Well, but if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. And
That's
you can't,
right.
And you can't get any better than what you have. It is this is absolutely gorgeous piece of machinery.
Oh, I love it.
How many necks did you break on the way up here? A good-looking woman in a car like that.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Did you cause them to run off the road or anything?
No, not that I could see. They were all behind me.
Yeah, okay, all right. Are you having fun so far?
So far, so good.
You went, I think, to the museum yesterday?
We did. We went to the museum, the sinkhole.
What do you think about that hole? Is that ready or what?
That's amazing. You know, my car was built the day after the sinkhole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, but it was built across the road, so you're
I know.
okay there.
Thank God. Look, if it had fell in that hole, I'd have died.
Oh, I'm telling you. Did you order it and have it ordered for a while? Is that it? Or?
No, I got it from the dealer.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
they called me and said they had the car I wanted. So.
Well, you have excellent taste, ma'am. That's
Thank
all I
you.
can say.
Thank you. You want to clean it?
Well, I have,
Look.
lady, I have two black vehicles
Well,
too.
then
so
you know what I'm saying.
yeah, there is nothing. What's the old saying? There's nothing prettier from 5 to 5. Is that it?
Yep.
5.
Yep.
From 5 in the afternoon to 5 in the morning,
Yep.
there ain't nothing
Yep.
no prettier in a black car. And then you got to work your off the rest of the time
You
to make
surely
it pretty.
do. Look, you got to clean that thing at least 3 days a week.
Well,
But
it's worth
I'm
it.
an everyday driver.
Well, it's worth it. You know, it's
Yep.
a beautiful car.
I'm going to take this. I'm going to drive it till the wheels fall off.
Well, I'm all for you.
Or
girl.
till you run over something in the middle of the road, huh?
Yeah, I did that too.
But it didn't hurt it, did it?
Yeah, I did. A little bit, but it'd be all right.
A little hickey-do on the front.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they
get
can
it
fix
fixed.
that.
Yep.
They can fix that.
Yep.
What? Let me ask you something. New Orleans, of course, was a total disaster a few years ago with the hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Has everything gotten pretty much back to normal now, or
Oh, yeah, we're up and running.
do you take part in all of the festivities of the fun stuff down there, like Mardi Gras and stuff?
All my life.
Have you really?
Oh, yes,
Is it
indeed.
is it for people that are listening? This whole show goes everywhere. So people that are listening that haven't been, is it as exciting as you guys bill it to be?
Oh, yeah. You've never lived till you've been to Mardi Gras. It's amazing. The people are great down there. They're very friendly, as you can tell.
Well, you're friendly,
That's right.
and you're a policeman, and you're
That's
friendly.
right. It's just it's a good thing to see. You know, it's family oriented. Well, some areas are, and some are for adults. But it's just
But it's fun, huh?
once you've seen it and participated, you'll never forget it.
Well,
Keep going
I tell you
back.
what. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Keep wanting
yes,
to go again,
yes,
right? Yeah,
yes.
cool.
Yep.
So what else does Miss Sheila do for fun other than the Corvette events?
Well, I belong to 2 Corvette clubs, Greater New Orleans Corvette Club and the North Shore Corvette Club. And there's a lot of activities, and we cruise, and we do charities, and
Go out and have
just-
events. Yeah,
oh,
one of the
yes,
guys told us I think
indeed.
you have 2 great big events a year. That,
yes,
that you guys promote.
yes, and it's just it takes a lot of my time, but it's very enjoyable. They're just a great group of people. I've met a lot of people on Facebook, actually, Corvette clubs and websites.
Well, they're a pretty friendly bunch of folks,
They're
you know.
awesome. They have a lot of knowledge that I don't have.
Well,
You
pretty
know,
woman don't need a lot of knowledge.
But I'm learning. I'm learning.
Who wouldn't help you? You know,
That's
I mean,
right.
give me a break. You know, gosh, big guy in a purple shirt. Whoa.
Hey, he's got that beautiful car over there, too. He's with my club.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's fun. Well,
All
we
you
may
guys drive up together
We
at the
did.
club?
We did.
That's
Well,
cool.
we had part of them that convoyed, and we came up in our own little group because we wanted to get.
That's kind of convoy.
y'all
I'd
run a
like
little
to see.
quicker.
Oh, did we?
Now I'm telling you, girl, I sent you a little message when you were coming from the Alabama line to Franklin, Tennessee.
We was getting it.
Your brothers will get you right there.
I got that message, too. I did. I texted everybody. Let's cool it till we get to Franklin.
Oh yeah. You got to do it through there because they don't even play fair there. You might run up on one of them in a Corvette.
I
You don't know.
it. And I tell you what, though, It was easy going. We really had a good drive up. But
Have you? Let me ask you. Since you've been in Bowling Green, have you seen a couple of our police cars? We have a couple of Corvette police cars here.
No.
Well, we actually do.
No.
Both of them were actually drug confiscated cars.
Yeah.
But they're really cool. They have the light bar on them. They have everything, and they're neat.
I'd like to see them before I go home.
Well, you probably will. They'll probably wind up bringing one over here
Okay.
before the weekend's over.
That would
Because
be
they like to
nice.
take part in Corvette Homecoming too.
That's something that we need to get down south.
There you go. Well, maybe you can give them an idea. See.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, now give me my guide. If I come to New Orleans the first time, what's a must do? I got to do.
Oh my goodness, there's so much to do.
Yeah, but I'm old country.
Bourbon Street,
Bourbon Street.
the French Quarter. Yes, indeed.
Got to do that.
Got to do it.
All
Got to
right.
do it.
That's just a have-to thing.
Yes. That would be my choice. Stay in the French Quarter and take it from there. Everything's within walking distance.
Is
All
it
the
really?
casinos, the Riverwalk, the aquarium. There's just so much to do down there.
Well, boy, I'll tell you what. I might have to just cruise on over there.
Oh,
we'll
yes.
We'll have some fun there.
Yeah, just look out for the Kentucky roads, guys.
Yeah.
Watch
There's
the
a
gators.
The
lot
tire.
of
Yeah, well,
tires on the road.
Well, you guys run over alligators. What do you give me a break?
But those are flexible.
Oh, is that it?
That's right.
And they run from you, huh?
That's right. Crunch, crunch. These
Crunch,
tires
crunch.
don't
Okay.
do it.
Well, let me tell you, lady, we have really looked forward to getting to meet you. We have looked forward to having you on this little show. You probably don't know it, but we've just introduced you to about 3 million people.
Well, that's cool.
You know, and you probably are a great spokesperson for the Corvette people because you're just having too much fun, you know.
I'm loving life, living a dream.
Well, hey,
That's what
everybody,
it's all about.
Everybody
It is.
needs to live their dream.
It
And
is.
we appreciate more than you know you taking the time to be on Event Radio because we don't know if you've had fun doing this or not.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
But this event's geared for fun.
That's
so
right.
that's what you're here for. And
Exactly.
And we want to officially welcome you to Corvette City because that's what Bowling Green is Corvette City.
Well, I appreciate
And
it.
it's a pretty friendly place. You'll meet a lot of nice folks, and they'll all be pretty nice to you.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
Well, we're enjoying having you. Guys, we're going to run around here and no telling who we'll meet next. Nobody will probably be as cool as Miss Sheila. Long as we got to learn how to talk right, though. Nolans.
That's
Nolans.
right. You
Not
gotta
New
get
Orleans.
that accent.
You got to get.
That's right.
Now, y'all do have sweet tea in New Orleans, right?
We do.
See, we have moonshine here.
Oh,
We have shine, and you have sweet tea. So now I guess if you mix those together, we'd be okay, wouldn't we?
well, we have black and voodoo beer.
Yeah, I was going to ask you before we get out of here, what is Voodoo Beer? You told me that on the computer.
Black and voodoo beer.
Yeah, what is?
It's a brand that Coors puts out, and they only put
gotta
it
be
out
good
in New
then.
Orleans, and it's a dark beer, but you drink one, you'll know it.
All right, let me ask you something. Is that old voodoo stuff serious?
Yeah.
You think it is?
Uh-huh.
Really? I mean, you see
I'm
it
not.
now.
I'm not going to talk much about it because then we'll put the gree on us, and we
No, we don't want that.
we need
No.
to get home to New Orleans.
Well, we don't want that either. But I mean,
That's right.
now we did a show a couple of 3 weeks ago. A drag racer you may be familiar with, a guy by the name of Don Gartlitz.
No.
And you don't know him well.
No.
Okay, well you just haven't been exposed yet, but you'll be okay. But he is probably the #1 drag racer on the planet, and we went through UFOs and stuff, and he actually explained them to us that they are real to him, and probably should be to us. But the voodoo I find very fascinating. I mean, but I'm not. I'm like you. We're not going to bring it up, and we're not going to
Well,
talk about it.
voodoo from it's a religion to them, like it is.
Is that what it
everybody.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, and they
okay.
have certain practices. So
But we'll let them keep that in Nolans.
that's right.
We'll
Look,
keep it in
They
Nolans.
can keep it on down there.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sheila DeLong, such a pleasure for us to get our show started with. We appreciate you joining us, gal, more than you know.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you for being on Event
thank
Radio.
you.
And thank you for coming up and having just a bunch of fun and letting us sit here and just let our jaws drop looking at your car.
Well,
Because it is
thank you.
absolutely gorgeous.
We hope
Thank
you have a
you.
safe journey home.
That's right.
Thank you.
Hang in there, guys. We're going to stab and sear, drive around a little bit, and we will be right back. All right, guys, we are back from homecoming, and we have the president of the, now I'm saying this right, Nolans
North Shore.
New Orleans Corvette Club. Is that right?
That's right. We're actually the North Shore Corvette Club. We're located on the north side of Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay.
And so we're not too far by the way the crow flies from the greater New Orleans area.
I like this guy. I like his accent.
Sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got to play with you a little bit, man. It's just having fun, okay?
Absolutely. I'm all in for having fun. You know, we are known as coonasses down there on the bayou.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. I know that. We, matter of fact, we did a show with a fellow from New Orleans that rides a Top Fuel Harley. And matter of fact, we got his sticker on the front. I can't remember his name, but he was a wild dog. But he had fun. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, talk about fun. I'll tell you what's fun is we're going to have our car show coming up November 15th of this year. It's called Vets Giving Back, and it's just prior to Thanksgiving, and we're going to support our local food charities with that event.
Well, that's cool.
As they say down there, we pass a good time, yes, yeah.
Okay, I'm lost on that. Hell, I couldn't pronounce that if I had to. I thought my drawl was a little bit off, but boy, I'm a lightweight next to you.
Well, sometimes they say we don't have an accent. It's actually a speech impediment, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, Miss Sheila told me that I just ruined the King's English because I was saying it all wrong. You've been involved in the Corvette hobby a long time.
Yes, sir. It actually started when my wife and I first got married. I was about 21 years of age. And we kept the car for all about 8 months. And then I don't know how it happened, but she ended up getting pregnant. And we had to sell that first car.
That happened at my house, too.
Yeah. You just got to figure out what the heck's going on, But, after the second one, we finally figured it out.
Well, actually, when it happened to me, mine was a real unusual circumstance. I didn't have to sell my car. I had to sell hers. I'm an ex-professional drag racer. And
cool.
I ran an alcohol funny car for a lot. Matter of fact, ran down your way a lot. But still, she decided she wanted to drive an alcohol dragster. So we bought one. We were putting it all together. Matter of fact, we have pictures of the motor sitting down there. We had a big block Chevy in it, a supercharged big block Chevrolet.
Wow.
And just as we got the motor in it, she went to the doctor for her checkup. And she came back with tears in her eyes. She said, "I can't drive the dragster." I said, "What's the matter, Susie?" She said, "Well, I'm going to have a baby." So the baby was well worth getting rid of the dragster. But sort of the same scenario. We got a lot in common.
We sure do, because my wife's name's Susie too.
Oh, hi, Susie. How are you?
Yeah. And she is actually our secretary of our Corvette Club.
Oh, she's taking care of it. She gave me the card. But
oh yeah, well, that's why we're such a good club, because the president of our club does sleep with the secretary. Me being the president, that makes sense, right?
When I see we gave Sheila one of our T-shirts.
Oh,
and,
cool.
And she said, well, why did you do that? I said, well, we purposely give them to good-looking girls a little bit large, and they make nightgowns out of them, so that way T and I can say, well, we slept with them,
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
We have a lot of fun, buddy. That just for old guys, we are just dangerous because we have a ball.
Absolutely.
Probably not as much fun as you guys do because you got cool cars to have it with,
Well, I tell you what, the having a Corvette, it's not just about, people think, we're going fast or driving crazy. Actually, most vet owners, I'd say 99.9% of them, are very courteous drivers. We obey the roads, drive safe, but we do have fun. And it's all about the camaraderie that you meet different people from different areas with the same likes, the same hobbies.
You're right. And we have found from our days, of course, like I said, I ran the funny cars. Terry, our partner, was a professional speedway motorcycle racer and raced coast to coast everywhere on that thing. And we have talked a lot riding down the road that we don't really miss that near as much as we miss the people that we associated with, because you'd have your buddies in Los Angeles this week.
That's right.
And next week you'd be in Charlotte, North Carolina, and have them there. And it was sort of like taking your whole. I understand why these entertainers rather take an entourage with them,
right?
Because they got money and they're taking all their buddies with them.
That's their family,
and their family, and you get to do that and have a cool car at the same time and fun and all that stuff. Man, that is so neat.
And I've met some great people doing touring this car. We go around all the southern states, and we really do have a good time. And we truly do support our men and women in our armed services. We do a lot of events for the Wounded Warriors.
Uh-huh.
And we've actually driven our car all the way to the Vets on the Lex, which is the Lexington down in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Uh-huh.
But definitely it's an experience. It's a brotherhood and sisterhood. And it truly is a good time. We get to meet great people. So it's definitely worth our investment in our car.
Well, you're investing in a lifestyle as well as a vehicle, you
Right.
know, and it's really a cool thing. I was fortunate growing up that I had a couple of them as a younger age, and matter of fact, the Wave deal has been going on.
Right.
I can guarantee you, it's been going on since the mid '60s because I had one and it did it then. And,
Exactly.
So it's a fun deal, and then to get to go to these events. Now let me ask you, which one of these hot rods is yours here?
Well, I brought this time. My wife says it's her car, so it
Okay.
definitely is hers. But I bought the 2008. It started out as a Z06, but it's a Lingenfelter Performance Edition package.
I knew John.
Oh, okay, cool.
I knew John well.
Well,
Old
the
drag
Total
racer,
chromed out
see.
package. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's heavily modified. We got the super wide body kit on it, and carbon fiber just about anywhere as you can put it on.
And
the
they're
car.
hot rods.
Oh yeah, it's definitely hot. It's got the twin notch bottles in the back, and it's definitely a fun driving car. It's a good driving car, and it does create a lot of looks. And I do have a 2004 Z06 commemorative edition, and it's heavily modified too, but it's more for show, and this one's more for go.
Okay, now let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
There is a Callaway sitting next to it.
Yes, it's
Now-
a good friend of mine called the Lawman, but that Callaway, I don't know. He's a tough competitor.
Well, now those are not any slouch. The Callaways
Absolutely
are a
not.
bad boy when it comes to the. We may ask him a question or two about that before we get out of here.
Absolutely.
Because this ought to be. We might ought to take you two boys to Beach Bend and pair those darlings off.
Oh, that
because
would
with
be
a Lingenfelter and a Callaway, you probably got the two fastest cars on the grounds.
Oh.
Right here, without a doubt. I mean, I know a little bit about that, because
Yes,
I made a
yes.
living drag racing for a long time. So you guys you're a force to be reckoned with. I mean, out of all the
Well, I
cars that are
appreciate
here, I would hate to play around with either one of you boys because I know the reputation of them.
Well, I'm looking at Craig right now, and he's known as the Lawman, and I go by Avenger. But I tell you what I would do to make sure I got the edge on him.
Uh-huh.
I'd let my wife drive for that body to weight ratio would be much lower.
Nah, hey, if you got enough horsepower, that don't matter. That's irrelevant.
That's irrelevant.
Now, where it would come in that a lot of people are not aware of, and the reason the ladies do so good in a drag race car, a woman's reflexes are twice as fast as a man's.
That's right. That's
So
right.
she might trim a little,
Well, she's
and
a lot
give you a
quicker
little
to tell me
advantage.
when I'm wrong too. So yeah, that
Well, yeah,
reflexes
and you
are
get
much
to hear
quicker.
about it forever if you lost. See,
That's right.
Get somebody on the phone and fix this darn thing, right?
That's it.
Listen, my friend, thank you so much for a couple of things. Thank you for bringing such a cool hot rod to Corvette Homecoming. Thank you for being on Event Radio. And the New Orleans Corvette Club guys are pretty cool people. We haven't met them all yet. We plan to before we leave. But if you're ever in the New Orleans area, and I'm sure if you had any trouble, you could sort of look these guys up, and I guarantee you they'd help you out.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to coming down. We're going to do that. There's no telling. Terry and I we're like bad company. We show up everywhere. So but we're going to have a lot of fun at this event. And thank you for taking a couple of minutes to be with us. We enjoyed it, and we look forward to next year because we know you'll come back.
Yeah, if I'm able to come back, I'll be here. We are the North Shore Corvette Club, and like I said, we enjoy this event. We definitely going to try to make a trip back here next year.
Well, listen, my friend Keith, thank you for being on Event
Thank you,
Radio.
sir.
We're going to get out of here, guys, and we're going to talk to the man with the Callaway.
Yeah.
And before we're done, guys, we're going to have these two guys talking smack to each other.
Yeah, there you go.
And we'll find out who's the bad guy on the block. Don't go
Yeehaw.
anywhere. You're on Event Radio, guys. We will be right back.
You got that radio.
All right,
voice
guys,
again.
we are back, and we're going to decide here with this interview if we have the fastest guy or the second fastest guy at Corvette Homecoming. Craig, what is your last name, sir?
Gardner.
Gardner.
Yes, sir.
You have the New Orleans accent too.
Well,
I wonder why, huh?
That's absolutely.
Buddy, you have a Callaway Corvette. There is nothing built any faster. This thing eats Hennessy Vipers for lunch.
Oh, absolutely. Mustangs for breakfast.
Yeah, really. You think I'm kidding, but you, with these two cars sitting here, with the Callaway and the Lingenfelter car sitting here, we weren't kidding. There's not a faster car here.
I haven't seen one yet. Haven't seen
What
one
possessed
yet.
you to get a Callaway over just a regular car?
Well, I did the research, and I just, hands down, it's a powerfully engineered automobile, and, the name speaks for itself.
Oh, hey, it got our attention.
And you got it, and I go against the grain. I always did,
Well, that's all right.
So, that's,
Let me ask, what do you do, sir?
I practice law.
Oh, a lawyer.
No, a police officer.
Are you?
I said I was practicing.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got it quite down yet.
Oh, well, that's okay. You're one of the good guys. The lawyers evidently must be the bad guys, huh?
Well, what can I say?
whatever, you put them in, they take them out. Is
exactly.
that it?
Yeah, exactly right.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what. T and I, we're going to be pretty comfortable coming to New Orleans. We're going to know all the police officers.
Oh, absolutely.
And what's really cool is that you guys are good enough drivers to handle both the cars you have, because policemen are excellent drivers now.
Yeah,
Say what you want, but they are. They are. I've got a buddy that's a Kentucky State Trooper that actually races late model stock cars on the weekends, and he's a bad boy. Now, there's no doubt about it. And the kind of training you do and that kind of stuff, you ride at home behind the wheel of that thing.
Oh, yeah. I let the car do the work. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, you just don't try to force it into doing anything. Let me ask you something. What do you think about the new motorsports park that's going in
Oh, man, that is fabulous. Put it this way, I'd like to see the Lingenfelter and the Callaway on that track one
We'd
day.
probably get that done for you.
Oh, I'd like to see it.
Matter of fact,
definitely be something to look at.
Well, matter of fact, Mitch, the guy that's head of it all, is my neighbor.
Wow.
He lives 2 doors up from me.
Wow.
So we might be able to get that hat done for you there, buddy. Not right now, though, because they're not letting anybody on it until after the grand deal in 2 weeks. But with you guys being policemen and having the hot rods and knowing how to handle it, they've actually, believe it or not, had some state troopers out there running that track already.
Wow.
And not too many people know that. But
it's unbelievable.
They've turned it over to them, and they're going to use some drivers training and some skid pad stuff and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool deal.
I think so. Definitely.
Had a Corvette for a long time?
It's been 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, I got it, and I went in head first.
Well, hey, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly.
Absolutely. I dream big.
Yeah, with nothing wrong. Hey,
Set
you
my
live
goals
big,
high.
my friend.
Yeah.
You live big, Anything, we asked Miss Sheila, anything that's a must-do if we happen to come to let me say it right, Nolans.
Nolans.
Yeah. If we happen to come to Nolans, is there anything a must-do that we need to do that you should tell us about?
I'm sure everybody's heard about the incidents on Bourbon Street, and the incident makes the national news. Trust me, it's not. You use common sense. Bourbon Street is nothing. You got to do Bourbon Street. You got to do our music clubs, and you got Jazz Hall, the Preservation Hall, right off of Bourbon. You got Pat O'Brien's. I could just go on and on about the things to do in New Orleans, and you can't go wrong no matter what you do. Restaurants, fabulous restaurants. I mean, but if you use common sense and safety wise and everything, there's nothing wrong with New Orleans.
Yeah, don't try to act like an idiot.
Right? There's absolutely nothing wrong. And they're going to have isolated incidents. It happens, but if you use common sense and safety, you'll be fine.
Well, you got to be a fan of Cajun food. You got to be.
Absolutely.
Now, what are they? What are they called? Crawfish? Is that right?
Oh, yes, crawfish.
Boy, I tell you what. Y'all burn me up with that stuff. I'm just not into that hot mess, and you guys eat it like there's nothing to it.
Oh, that's the best way, man. They call them some people call them crayfish, but it's
okay, all right.
Crawfish.
I'm learning.
It's crawfish.
Well, I called it New Orleans too, but I've learned I'm supposed to call it Nolans now.
That's
see,
it.
Miss Sheila educated me, buddy. I feel like I'm about half smart now. Listen, my friend, we appreciate you bringing. We appreciate you coming to start with. It's always so cool to have the Corvettes back at home. Joe has called it, there's no place like home.
Right,
That's the theme.
exactly.
That's the theme of this event. And when you bring what you brought, the Callaway, most of the time you only get to see those in magazines.
Right.
You don't really to be able to walk up, guys, and look at one up close and personal. It takes a show like this to be able to do that. This show, and we've said this a dozen times, Joe's show is so much better than a lot of them that go on here because all Corvettes are welcome. It is homecoming.
Right.
Some of the other events, you got to be a member of this forum, or you got to have a C4, you got to have a C5, you got to have a C6, one of those deals to even come to it. And this, spectator-wise, is going to be a good show. The weather's not really playing good yet, but it will. And this show here, guys, when you come, you'll see everything from a straight axle 57 to the Callaway, and I'm putting you on top of the list, even though that the new C7s are supposed to be, you know. But trust me, they're probably a calm player next to that thing.
Right.
You know,
I'm waiting for that Z06, the 2015 Z06 to come out.
Well, now
That's gonna
I'm going
be
to
a
tell you
sight
there,
to see,
and I told Miss Sheila there is a couple of Corvette police cars here,
Oh, really?
and just because of the age and what they are, they're not really ones to play with because they've made the trip through Holly and Quick Fuel and all of that. I mean, they have the nitrous, they have everything that these companies, these local companies sell. Yes, sir. They will. They play serious, and the guys that drive them are really cool. I mean, they're nice guys, and they use them a lot of time for the DARE programs and a lot of things. So, but it's fun to have them around. They get a lot of ink, you know, a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff like that. My friend, thank you so much for being on Event Radio. We really appreciate you taking the time, and we appreciate you letting us stop and just drop jaws and gawk at your car because it's so cool. I mean, you know, we do this stuff everywhere. And to see a Callaway and a Lingenfelter side by side, you just don't see that, guy.
Kind of like a monster movie, huh?
Well, yeah, but a good monster movie.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right. You got the good guys.
It's sort of like having Sonny Liston and Muhammad Ali both in a lounge chair saying, "Bring it on, boys."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's
right.
the way we look at it. Anyhow,
Exactly. But the hospitality's been really good. I've never been to a better place in quite some time, and everything I've done in Bowling Green's been first class.
Well, it's because the people here appreciate you. They appreciate you coming. They realize how valuable you guys are to the economy, and not just you guys, but all the car events that go on here, from Hot Rod Reunion to the Corvette shows to we have all kinds of events here. There's just about something every weekend, and we realize how valuable that our tourist buddies are, and we want to make you feel at home. And everybody here, if they're not thanking you for being here, they should be. That's all I can say.
So far, I haven't had a bad experience yet.
Well, listen, my friend, thank you for taking a few minutes and being on Event Radio.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it. We've introduced you to a few more friends, maybe. And we're going to get out of here, guys. Number one, we're going to get a word from our sponsor. And while they're talking, I'm going to check this Callaway out. There ain't no doubt about it. You're on Event Radio, guys. Thank you for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, guys, you never know who you're going to meet when you come into the Corvette Homecoming. But we come up to a black coupe Corvette. What year is that, sir?
79.
See, I thought it's close in there. With the favorite thing that I think is the coolest thing ever on Corvettes, which is the side pipes. You can hear them. But this gentleman is from a place very near and dear to my heart. What is your name, sir?
Rick Hosapple.
Rick what?
Hosapple.
Oh, okay. And you are from a little town called Marion, Kentucky.
That's right.
Buddy, I'm going to tell you what. There is used to be a dairy dip there called the 88 Dip.
It's still there.
And I made more money. I'm probably not supposed to tell anybody. Street drag racing there as a kid.
Yeah.
My right straight on out that road. But my grandmother lived down there in a little place called Sheridan, Kentucky, which is not far from there. And I would go down. I had a 60 Corvette, a red car, 4-speed car, 327 with 2 4s, and it was a hot rod. It ran really well. And I would go down there every weekend, and my dad was just really proud of his fat little boy spending so much time with his mom, you know, my grandmother. Well, she was cool with it, and I'd throw my bag in, and we'd straight drag race the whole time we were there. I bet that doesn't still go on, does it?
I don't see it, but it's there, like it's always been. You don't see it, but it's there.
What do you do, sir?
I'm retired.
Are you?
Yeah, I have a little farm outside of Marion, and it's just me and my wife. Be married in September, 39 years.
That's cool. I got you beat by one.
You got me beat by one.
1 year.
Well, I know then I'll make it another
Oh
year.
yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but mine's got a black belt in karate. I learned to behave at an early age.
Oh, mine don't need one.
There you go. Yeah. There's also something. There's a real estate guy that has a heart-shaped pond.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but I met him, but I don't remember his name. But Marion's a fun little place. To be small, it's fun.
It's fun. Yep.
What did you do in Marion, sir?
Well, I worked up at Bethlehem Steel Corporation in northern Indiana.
Oh, really?
And worked there for about 30 years, and I came back home to retire.
So what, just come to Corvette Homecoming to just have a good time?
Yeah, that's it. This is a good place for it.
Well, and the thing that's so cool, all year model Corvettes are welcome here, you know.
Right.
Not like so many of the other events. And
yeah, we see so many represented here and some beautiful cars.
I tell you what, I sort of like yours. It's my favorite combo of colors. I love the black cars with the red in. I think that's
that Matador red is really nice.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the side pipes, you always know when it's running.
Yeah.
And I love that too. Matter of fact, we had one a few years ago that had the side pipes on it, and I had to drive it a little, and they had the baffles out of them, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm driving it out Scottsville Road. Of course, I'm playing with it just a little, and this cop pulls up, and he looks at me with a gray hair and on. He said, "Aren't you just a little old to be doing that?" And I said, "God, I hope not." You know.
Never get too old.
Had a Corvette for a long time?
No, I actually just got this one a few months ago.
Did you really?
Yeah, got it from up by Sheridan, and it'd been sitting in a garage since 1999.
No kidding.
And I got it out and done a little work to it and got it lined out and brought it here to the homecoming.
Well, I tell you what, you got to be married to a good wife because she's rubbing on that thing as hard as you are.
I know it. She's polishing my wheels now.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what. Now, I may have beat you by a year, but I can't get that done at my house.
Well,
and I don't know. I mean, I'm nice. I'm a nice guy and all that, but boy,
I'm real surprised myself. But,
are you?
No, she's a good woman. Good woman.
Well, we're probably both very blessed, you know.
And this chrome polish that I got at one of the vendors, boy, is that some fantastic stuff.
Right over here, right?
Yeah, right over here in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's our buddy. We talked to him yesterday. We actually did a show from here yesterday with all the vendors that's airing right now. And he was telling us about that stuff, that if people would just try it, boy, it's some bad news. And you're the man that's tried it, huh?
Yeah, we're trying it right now, and it is super stuff.
Boy, that's good. Listen, my friend, thank you for coming to Bowling Green, and thank you for being on Event Radio and having a little fun with us and bringing the hot rod with the side pipes. We're going to have to fire that thing up here pretty soon.
I'm going to fire her up right now.
Oh, boy, it's cool. Guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. All right, guys, we don't get the opportunity to talk to too many celebrities. But you know, Blind Hog finds an acorn every once in a while.
And you're still not talking to a celebrity.
Yes,
That's
we
the great
are,
thing about
buddy.
it, man.
No, yes, we are. Guys, we actually have in the golf cart with us the one, the only, Mr. Scooter Davis, the absolute best DJ in this part of the United States, as far as we're concerned with.
Man.
I mean, no, really. I mean, we wake up to you every day, buddy. And you and Miss Mila put on a great show. It's entertaining. We sort of like the country music, too.
You're very kind. I appreciate that.
No,
Thank
I'm not.
You.
I just tell the truth.
Well,
I'm not
I appreciate
kind.
that. Thank you very
You
much.
promised to send me money to say that, but I knew you'd never send it, so I don't understand what. No, we're just playing. But, you know, how do you in the world, we have enough trouble doing this to come up with funny, catchy stuff, and you do it every morning. How do you do that?
Man, I'm, it's just all you have to do is be asleep most of the time, and it just comes out naturally. I'm a little awake now. I can't do anything because I'm awake.
Oh, you're doing great, buddy.
When you get up at 2:45 every morning, it's like, good Lordy be.
That's still dark.
You're probably just going to sleep then.
Well, yeah, till I went in the Army, I never knew the sun rose. I always thought it just set, you know. I wasn't really sure. But you know, you've been a disc jockey for how long, my friend?
Started in 1975.
Wow.
I started over in Glasgow, Kentucky.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was still in high school. So,
man, I tell you what, you have made. You've got 40 billion friends that you haven't met yet, and that really, really enjoy what you do, and you're a pro.
I mean, what's funny? I've worked in radio since 1975. and I've never been further than 50 miles from here. I started in Glasgow. I came to Bowling Green. I worked in Nashville, Tennessee, came back to Bowling Green, and I've been at the same station now since 1982.
Well, I'd say they sort of like you a little bit, buddy. You know,
Just can't get hired anyplace else. It's pitiful.
Yeah, right. Give me a break.
Hey,
Wow.
seriously, you know what? I had a job offer to go to Los Angeles one time, and I thought, good Lord, there's no way in the world I'd want to live out there. Nothing against, I mean, my grandparents are from there. I mean,
Yeah.
my family's from Bakersfield, California, but I was like, man, after living here, I just don't think I could do it.
We raced out there one time when I did the old funny car, and we got lost. And we wound up in downtown Los Angeles. We were trying to, we were actually, somehow we left Anaheim and wound up heading almost into Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, we missed it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Well, we get off the road, and here's these guys, and they're just dressed a little different
Yeah.
than you or I are used to.
Yeah.
This one had on like Gene Simmons stacked shoes
Mm-hmm.
with goldfish swimming in the bottom of them. You know, and I said, boy, this ain't Kansas. We gotta go.
You wanted to bring that back to Kentucky and show it
Yeah,
off.
well,
If I wore some of those.
Terry would probably wear them, you
Yeah.
know, but not me, buddy.
Man, I tell you, my grandparents used to live in North Hollywood. Funny you mentioned that.
Yeah, well, we blew right by it. If you get on the wrong lane of an interstate out there, you might wind up in Seattle, Washington before you get in the other lane. I
It's
mean,
the
it's
truth,
terrible.
man.
You
I
haven't-
like the way they don't call it. Like here, it's I-65.
Yeah.
But if you were out there, it would just be the 65.
Yeah.
Go get on the 65. And I've never, I don't know where that came from.
Well,
help me out, Smitty.
well, they
You're
don't,
a smart man.
Well, no, not really, buddy. I'm really not. You know, I'm the guy that coming back from a race in the Carolinas, when you get to I-85, when you turn one way, you go to Greensboro, the other way you go to Greenville.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a clue. The only thing that stopped me was the ocean. You know, I was trying to go. I was trying to go to Atlanta. The only thing that stopped me was the ocean.
Which way to go?
Yeah, right. You having fun, buddy?
Man, this is great, isn't it? And for people that aren't here, and I said this a little bit ago on the microphone out here, I said, for those of you that are not from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and are here visiting, every July it is in the 70s and beautiful like this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're gonna,
If it's not, then it's going to be over 100, and I'll take this any day.
Yeah,
because most of the time we'd be out here baking and roasting and sweating, and it is such beautiful weather here today. It's cloudy and overcast, and in the 70s, perfect.
Yeah, it really is. It's a nice day. And my wife, I tell you what, she doesn't listen to a lot of these shows, but I promise you, she is a huge Scooter Davis fan. And
She's a smart lady.
Oh, yeah, she is. As a matter of fact,
yeah.
if I change the radio knob on her station, I get smacked. But when she finds out that I had you on this show, she's going to say, "Well, I want to hear that one."
Well, you just need to bring her out. Well,
Yeah.
all you got to do is invite me over to your house to eat. I'll
Well,
be
hey,
there.
buddy,
I don't know what your problem is, man.
Hey, you can see she feeds me really well. You know,
Really?
so it's fun. You're a big motorcycle guy too.
Yes, sir. Yep. Got an old motorcycle, 1989 Honda Goldwing, one owner. I bought it new, still have it. 25 years old this year, and it is got almost 174,000 miles on it.
You are kidding.
And I put them all on there, and some people say that's not enough, but I'm planning on riding it to Colorado here
Hey,
in September.
I'm telling you what, if you take care of it, it'll take care of you. You know,
That's exactly right.
I've always Terry, of course, is a big motorcycle guy, and I've always tried to be, but I can't get into the road riding. I don't know why. And I've been riding a bike since I was like 5. You know.
I'm going to tell you, it is such a different atmosphere now. Cell phones scare the fire
Oh,
out
buddy,
of me.
to me,
I
to
mean,
death.
And this is, I tell motorcycle riders, I've got the best piece of advice I can ever give you. Assume that every car does not see you.
Exactly.
Just assume it. Just don't think because you made eye contact. And I always ride with my headlight on bright in the daytime.
Yeah.
I just say the more visible I am, the better off I am.
And another thing, guys, when you come up and they're stopped at a red light or something, watch the wheels of that car. Don't watch the car. Watch the wheels, because they're talking on the phone. They're not paying any attention whether the light's red, green, yellow, whatever it is.
Right.
I've actually had them on Scottsville Road in a line of traffic, a guy be on a cell phone, pull out in the other lane and blow through a red light. and not even pay any attention, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
So on a bike, you got to be really, really careful.
I got
about
excited. I thought you were going to sing John Lennon "Watching the Wheels" for us.
that. No, you don't want me to sing, buddy. I do.
I thought, oh,
do.
he's going to break into a song.
No.
Man.
I'll let you do that.
What a
You're
letdown.
Yeah, well, you can't have everything. You know, singing costs money, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, then you have to license some fees. and
Yeah,
get some
you got to
stuff,
play for all that stuff, you know. I tell you what, my friend, it is a pleasure. It is an honor for us to have you on Event Radio.
Sure is.
It really is, and I'm not blowing smoke. I'm serious.
Well, you're a good man. I've known you for years, man. Personally, invite all the folks to come to Bowling Green. There's something with Corvettes if you like them every weekend, but there's a lot more than just Corvettes here.
Actually, our buddy, which was one of our sponsors, Beach Bend Raceway and Splash Lagoon, Dallas has 17 multi-day events that go on in this city,
Huge
from Harley
events.
drags, and we're not talking just a little marble shooting. We're talking about big world-class events.
I tell you, every Father's Day you ought to come in for the big show out there because people come from all over the country for that.
We actually did 3 full days of shows out there,
Man.
for Hot Rod Reunion. Even the show at night over here is not too bad.
No,
You know?
no.
They do a burnout or two over here.
Yes, sir.
But it's really a fun thing, you know. And I've said this, Scooter, a lot. When I got to be old, like now, like me, I always thought that I wanted to move to Daytona Beach, and I thought I would spend my golden years, if you will, in Daytona because there was fun things to do. I'm happy as a lark to be right here because it's more fun right here.
Oh, man, this is great. Absolutely awesome. This is fun. Well, I got the event staff over here making requests, so I got to go
I
back
guess
to
that
work.
means you
man.
got to go back to work. Yeah,
Man,
oh,
darn
man.
people.
Bummer.
I just let it play, man. I got a
Hey.
jukebox over there. It'll play for hours. I don't have to worry about anything.
See, that's what happens when you're as good as what you are. They come wanting you. You know, nobody comes and gets us. You know, they don't want us, but they want you.
I did. I stopped you.
Yeah.
I made him stop. I said, look, you're going to interview me or else.
There you go.
All this stuff has been a lie. He hadn't, I mean,
Yeah,
I
right.
made him say it.
Yeah. They actually got he told me the check's in the mail.
That's right.
Guys, the one, the only, our buddy, and just a super, super nice guy. And I wasn't kidding about being the best disc jockey anywhere that I know of. The one and only Mr. Scooter Davis.
You all are
Thank
too
you.
nice. Thank you, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it very
buddy.
much.
Thank you for being on Event Radio. We're going to stab and steer, guys. Got to take a little message from one of our sponsors, and we will be right back. Well, T-Bone, what do you think from Corvette Homecoming? Pretty cool show.
I tell you what, baby, if you can't see the Corvettes you like here, you just don't know what you want, actually. They've got them all.
Well, it's sort of cool. You know, if you were going to buy one of these things, this show would be neat to come to because you see every color combination. You get to see, if you can't go out and go through the plant and check them all out, you could come here and you could see what you might like, what you thought you liked and you didn't like, or whatever.
Or
you know?
talk to the owners and see how they like them. They can give you some pointers, tips on what to get or what not to get.
Yeah, we learned one thing that we'll pass on to you is the new C7s, the new Corvette that's taking the world by storm. If you happen to buy one of those, you need to flat stay away from curbs and stuff in the road. Our good buddies from New Orleans, there was a piece of tire in the road, and it took the whole front spoiler completely out of it because they're so low. And they'll do the same thing pulling up on a curb. They're actually lower than the C5 and 6. The C7 is dropped down more in the front end, so you'll wind up tearing the spoiler off if you're not careful where you park that thing.
So, in other words, you see a Band-Aid laying in the middle of the road, you go around it.
Well, I doubt a Band-Aid would get it done, but really, they got 2 out of 4 of the New Orleans cars hitting that piece of truck tire, you know, which was, there again, truck tires are bad, but it wasn't that big, you know. The gal said, I've run over them in my other car worse than that and not caused any damage, and it took a whole chunk out of the spoiler. So that might be something you want to watch, you know.
Well, you could put a straight axle in the front of it, might like the old gassers, and you could clear it. Now.
Yeah, or get you a snow plow and you could double off, right?
Or get you some kind of old clunker to run in front of the group. That way you can knock everything out of the way.
Yeah, there you go. There's always a way out. Well, I tell you what, this has been sort of fun. It's for us, we get to meet the folks from New Orleans. Nolans. See, we can't say New Orleans anymore. We got to say Nolans. And one thing we haven't touched on, Terry, and we wanted to take a little bit longer on the close of this show, to let everybody know that get you a Bowling Green, Warren County tourist guide. The Visitor Center has formally, I guess you would say, endorsed us or said, guys, you do pretty good. We want people to know about it, because they've included us a little print note in the visitor's guide.
And that was quite an honor.
Yeah, it was a big boy honor for us, and we're on the same page, no less, as the Corvette Museum, the Corvette plant, and our good buddy, Mr. Dallas Jones at Beach Bend Raceway. We're on the same page as them, and believe it or not, that's what most of the tourists come into town to see anyway, is one of those three things.
Well, yeah,
so,
especially now that Pauline's is gone.
Yeah, there you go. But with us being on that same page, that is a true honor for us, and we can't tell Miss Vicki and all of her guys out there that do such a wonderful job with tourism for our fair city how much we appreciate it. Geez, just even being thought of, much less to actually print it for what they do, 300,000 copies of that or something.
And just walk inside the convention center.
And
Bowling Green's got a booth set up there giving away all kinds of neat little stuff.
Yeah, we got some I Love BG decals to put on the golf cart and the Suburban and stuff. And Bowling Green is a pretty doggone neat place to live. It's there's so many car events that go on here, and lots of other events. But the car events, of course, is what T and I are after, because that's what we do on Event Radio. We cover everything with wheels. And, man, it's so cool to live here. And if you're out there listening wherever you are and you're planning on a vacation, jot down Bowling Green as one of your maybes, because with everything that goes on here, our buddy Dallas at Beach Bend has 17 multi-day world-class events. There are no telling how many events will come with the new motorsports park, and they just announced yesterday out there that one of our sponsors, the Holley Corporation, will be building a 27,000-square-foot timing tower, meeting rooms, and all of that, and Holley has sponsored that at the motorsports park. So we appreciate Trevor and Bill and all the guys at Holley for jumping in there and reinvesting their money in the community in which they live and work in. I think that is so neat. And of course, the motorsports park is going to be a big plus as far as bringing even more people.
Well, when we're out of town or out of state, even when people ask where we're from, we'll say Bowling Green. The first thing they say is Corvette or Beach Bend.
Right. That's what Bowling Green is known for now, is the Corvette. The car events, and they're working really hard to make that more known. They've got a program going on right now geared for fun, and they realize that how important the car events are to Bowling Green and the economy and bringing in tourism, and tourism is where it's at. That while it's good for your local chamber of commerce to solicit factories and business and all that stuff, tourism brings instant results. Tourism brings money right now, and you don't have to give away the farm to get it done. It's a fun place to live. Fun place to be here.
I was just sitting there waving at this guy that I think he backed over everything he brought with him. He was waving back at me, and I was trying to tell him he was running over his equipment.
Yeah, well, he didn't kill nothing.
We're friendly in Kentucky.
Yeah, we're friendly. We're trying to be helpful and that kind of stuff. But, we appreciate everybody joining us on Event Radio. We appreciate you listening to our shows. And we're just having a ton of fun.
Joe's done a real good job here. I mean, he puts a lot of hours in this, and it shows.
Yeah, it really does. And he does a great job, as well as all the other stuff. Miss Debbie at the Corvette Museum, that's a wonderful thing, guys. If you ever come close to here, stop and go through the museum. It is educational beyond belief, and you get to see all kinds of stuff and meet all kinds of cool people. T, I think that it's sort of cool to be from here, and it's sort of cool to do radio about it.
Yeah, I think so. Kentucky's always been cool because it's when you and I both racing, it was centrally located. We could go any direction and be close to where we was going, instead of being in the south going north or vice versa.
Exactly.
But the older I get, the more events that come here and all the Corvettes, the bikes, the hot rods. It makes you just proud, and I'm proud to be from Bowling Green.
Yeah, me too. It's a fun joint.
No other place would have us, I guess.
No, and like Joe said on his Corvette homecoming deal, there's no place like home. Well,
we
I
didn't
tell
wear
you what,
ruby red slippers, but I've got my hot
you
pink
got your hot pink
shoes.
tennis shoes on, so you're halfway there.
I'm halfway there.
There you go. Guys, we never end a program without thanking our sponsors, the people that make all this possible and mean more to us than anybody around. Beach Bend Park, Beach Bend Raceway,
Quick Fuel and Final Finish.
the Gearhead Gazette magazine, the number one way to find out about everything that's going on in our area, and, of course, our new guys on the block, the Holly Corporation,
Welcome aboard.
everything that they make. And, boy, we're just not going to give you every brand because we would probably miss one, and we certainly wouldn't want to do that. But if you can't find something for your project, your hot rod or whatever at Holly, you're in trouble. The guys at Quick Fuel are wonderful. Final Finish, they produce show-winning cars. Our buddy Earl is proof of that every day on the award-winning People's Choice car or Best of Show car 55 Chevy that you see everywhere. And there is nowhere in the world that's any more fun to go to than Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon. So there's no excuse for you not to come to Bowling Green. Say hi to the Visitors Bureau when you come, and we look forward to seeing you here.
If you're in Bowling Green, just get a hold of Spivvy or I and take us out to dinner, and we'll show you around everywhere.
Yeah, we'll give you a guided tour, wouldn't we?
All the good restaurants.
Yeah, we'll show you. We eat at all of them. We know. Thank you, guys, for joining us on Event Radio. It's been a lot of fun to bring Corvette Homecoming to you. We're going to get out of here and ride a while. I don't know exactly where we're going to come from next.
Red Corvette.
Yeah, there you go. Hotter than a $2 pistol. Yeah, there's a lot. They don't write songs about Volvos.
Not that I've heard anyway. Maybe
But they
in
sure
Germany.
do Corvettes, guys. Thank you for joining us. We've had a blast. We will talk to you again.
You've been listening to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you heard about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Join us next time with your hosts, Spivvy Williams and Terrible T Guy.